AI presents a number of novel legal risks across the board. It's an intersection, really, of emerging technology and understanding what the limits are and what's involved in that technology, colliding really with evolving principles of privacy law and security law and actually other legal principles that are coming together here. And it raises more questions than it answers at this point, but AI is definitely going to be the focus and the next wave of significant litigation and regulatory enforcement challenges in the United States, if not beyond. And the areas that we'll be focused on are a few. Like first, privacy. For sure, AI involves privacy risks, and there's multiple privacy risks. They involve questions of consent and disclosure, questions of whether data can be de-identified, even if it's provided on a non-identified basis, questions of limits. Do we want AI to actually have the capability to do what it is currently doing and may become capable of doing, predictive analysis and creating new types of data that don't exist now?
Data is the lifeblood of AI because you use big data sets, for example, to train your AI algorithms. And oftentimes that data may have been collected for one purpose, and now you're repurposing for use of AI, and the question of whether you can do that. So, for example, a hospital collects lots of data about patients in order to provide medical care. And if the hospital then wants to use that data to train an algorithm to provide diagnoses, there's a question of can it do that, or does it need to ask the patient for permission? So that would be one example. Another example on the security side is that AI can be used to help cyber attackers. So they can use AI to automate the attack or to do a better job of crafting a phishing email that someone's more likely to click the link on in order to give away an attack. And then another example would be that various AI algorithms applications can present privacy issues. So facial recognition, for example, when you use AI for facial recognition and track someone as they're walking in a city where they think they're anonymous, but because of the AI algorithm enables, the government or someone else to essentially track where they're going.
So the first question is whether people whose data is involved in the AI tool, have they insight and knowledge of what data is being used and collected, how it's being used? Do they consent? Is consent necessary? And then an even broader policy question is, with these new types of sensitive data that AI is capable of producing, such as knowing what you had for dinner last night, what you like to watch on TV, what you read, where you were, your facial structure, all of these highly sensitive types of information that frankly weren't available to people until AI was developed. Now that we have that kind of sensitive data, the question is consent and transparency enough? It's a legal question about permissible use. Are we going to allow companies to collect whatever and use whatever upon disclosure, if that's even necessary? Or are we going to have some kind of policy limitations on boundaries? Are there some types of information that we're just not going to allow companies to collect and use? What are the limits? And this is a question that globally everyone's struggling with, not just in the United States, but it's a key legal question.
And then earlier in 2020, the administration put out principles about how to regulate AI. And in there, again, among the 10 principles, privacy and security figured prominently. One of the things they observed, which I think is right, is that as AI starts to get used for really important decisions, whether it's medical decision making or whether or not someone's going to get a mortgage, then the public has to trust the AI system, because if they don't trust it, they're not going to trust the underlying decision. And a key element of that trust is the security and privacy issues.